Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news, a man shot by deputies. This is a live look from the WRAL breaking news tracker in southern Wake County. What we are learning from law enforcement about how this all happened.
A child shot in Cary. This morning, we're hearing from the mother of a 5-year-old girl hurt in an apparent road rage incident. What she says led to it and how the little girl is doing this morning.
And today we track another chance of showers and storms. We'll time that out for you, plus a low chance of tropical development offshore. I'll give you the latest on that coming up.
Good morning, early risers. It is 4:30. Thanks for waking up with us. A brand new day and another new month. It is July 1st. We are halfway through the year. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, good to have you with us. Hard to believe that. I know. We say
right?
that a lot.
2025. 6 months gone, 6 months more to go.
Here we go. Okay. Glass is half full. I'm looking at it. All right.
Weather-wise, too?
Chris Michael's over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. This severe risk. Here we go again.
Yeah, exactly. And hey, glass half full is that there's a decent chunk of the day today that's dry and storm free. But yeah, the severe weather risk is a level 1 out of 5, especially west of I-95. And that's more so going to pertain to the evening hours. Decent chunk of dry time up until 2 or 3 p.m. Isolated storm in our western counties after that point. But it's really around and after dinner time that we see the bulk of our storms starting to push through. I had a buddy of mine text me over the past few days trying to make plans for the 4th of July. And he's going, hey, man, I'm freaking out. What's going on with this storm? It's just a 20% chance. Don't go canceling plans for your beach plans just yet. It just looks like maybe some scattered storms out that way. Tropical humidity this far inland, it feels muggy out there, and it will continue to be that way throughout the day. Temperatures by midday, they'll be near 90 degrees with highs today in the mid-90s. I'll show you when the coolest weather in nearly a month makes its way back into the area coming up.
Chris, thank you. Breaking news. Right now, deputies are surrounding a home in southern Wake County after a shootout with an armed man. Ali Kadlubar is there in the WRAL breaking news tracker. Ali, the sheriff's office says deputies shot that man and then he shot at him, at the deputy.
Yes, Renee, and this is new information that we've gotten just within the last hour. The sheriff's office says deputies originally went to that house over there behind that mobile command center set up. They got there, originally going there for a reported call of a man threatening to hurt himself. When they got there, the situation shifted. Listen to this.
Shots fired in unit. We're all units, 200 Benner Drive. Shots fired, Wake. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
You can hear the tense moments in the deputy's voice. That was around 1:47 a.m. from broadcastified radio traffic. The sheriff's office says when deputies got there, a man with a gun shot at them. Deputies then shot back. The sheriff's office says the man was seriously hurt and taken to the hospital. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker just about an hour after this all happened. You can see there's multiple deputies on the scene investigating. Now, right now, we know from Wake County Sheriff's Office that the State Bureau of Investigation is here investigating as well. So we are working to find out the identity of the deputies involved as well as the man involved, of course, as well as the condition of the man who was shot. Reporting in Wake County, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
We are also trying to learn more about a police response this morning in Durham. The WRAL breaking news tracker arrived on scene on Monterey Creek Drive near Sugar Pine Trail around 2 this morning. Several police cars were there. You can also see some markers on the ground. We've reached out to police for more information.
We're learning new information this morning about an apparent road rage incident, shooting that left a 5-year-old girl hurt. The girl's mother spoke with WRAL about what happened, and WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is in Cary this morning. Kelsey, we understand the girl is expected to be physically okay, but she did undergo another surgery last night.
Yes, Jeff, and this morning we're learning new details about what led up to that 5-year-old girl being shot. So officers are here at the Cary Police Department investigating. Let's take you to Sky 5 video from that scene on US 1 northbound at Cary Parkway. We spoke with the 5-year-old's mom off camera late last night to get an update. She says this all started on US 64 when her husband spotted the shooter's car and another vehicle weaving back and forth. She says the shooter threw something out of their car window, and that object hit her husband's vehicle. Later, on US 1, her husband caught up to that driver. She says he rolled down his window to yell at the person, and that's when they fired a gunshot. The little girl's mom says a bullet was found in her sippy cup. Now, she says that her daughter has extensive damage to her leg, but she's expected to be okay. We're working to find out if police were able to track down that shooter. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
2 people are in custody after a chase in Wake County. This happened yesterday afternoon around 2 when deputies tried to serve a warrant. A woman got into a vehicle on Pleasant Garden Lane in Raleigh, and then the driver took off. Deputies pursued the 2 along Rock Quarry Road to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, then to I-40 and Airport Boulevard. And that's where the chase ended. The driver, who deputies say is a juvenile, and the woman were taken into custody.
Today, Raleigh City Council will meet and discuss several major topics. First, an update on affordable housing initiatives and efforts to address homelessness. Then, city leaders will share an update on the Six Forks Road project. City manager will also share a report and recommendations for the Convention Center Hotel, Omni and Resorts, and the meeting is happening tonight at 7 o'clock.
Durham-based Wolfspeed is officially filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The semiconductor manufacturer expects to reduce its debt load by 70%. Business will continue as usual under Chapter 11, with the company still paying vendors and delivering products to customers. Wolfspeed plans to emerge from bankruptcy by the end of September.
The man accused of shooting and killing a Wake County deputy nearly 3 years ago has pleaded guilty to a federal charge. Alder Maureen Sotelo, along with his brother Arturo, are both charged in Deputy Ned Bird's death. This plea deal involves federal charges filed against Alder. Court records show he's pleading guilty to conspiracy to escape. He broke out of a Virginia jail in May of 2023 and fled to Mexico. He was returned to the United States only after prosecutors agreed to drop federal escape charges. Prior to his escape, he pleaded guilty to having a gun during a traffic stop prior to Bird's murder. He'll be sentenced on both federal charges in the weeks to come. He and his brother still need to go to trial on murder charges in Wake County. A trial date is set for September of next year.
A man visiting the Outer Banks drowned yesterday afternoon. The National Park Service says this happened just off Frisco near Cape Hatteras. Emergency officials got a 911 call about a man floating face down in the water. Someone tried to rescue him, but it was too late. Investigators say he was a 67-year-old man visiting North Carolina from New York.
Johnston County's new budget goes into effect today. It includes the county's largest property tax cut. The property tax rate will now be reduced to 52 cents per $100 of assessed value. It also includes a 3% pay adjustment for county employees. Johnston County Public Schools also get $110 million in supplemental expense funding.
Starting today, you will not be able to pay your property taxes in person in 4 Wake County towns. The town of Apex, Holly Springs, Knightdale, and Rollsville will no longer accept in-person property tax payments. County leaders say this comes as in-person payments have declined and more digital options are becoming available. All you have to do is go to wake.gov/payonline.
A backyard bite.
Then it starts to burn. And it starts to burn like a million bees are biting you.
A Raleigh woman bitten by a copperhead. The warning she has for others about the dangers that can lurk close to home.
Wearable litter. How a Wake County teen is taking plastic from the ocean and turning it into a work of art.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
4:42 this morning, keeping an eye on our next weather maker. It's a front that comes in out of the west and gives us the likelihood of showers and storms heading into the evening. Some of those west of I-95 could be on the strong side, but hey, out ahead of it, it's a nice clear sky. That's why we've got the tower on Western Boulevard lit in blue so far this morning. And if you can handle the humidity, your morning cup of coffee outside may not be too bad early on. Temperatures low to mid 70s up until 7 a.m., pushing 80 degrees already by 9 o'clock this morning. And this is just what what we've gotten used to. Hot and breezy ahead of our storms today. High temperature in Raleigh and Fayetteville 94, just shy of that in Goldsboro, Rocky Mount, and Wilson. Roanoke Rapids and Roxborough at 92. We'll time those storms out hour by hour, coming up in about 5 minutes.
A dad and daughter are recovering after a little girl fell off a cruise ship and her father jumped in to save her. This happened as the ship was returning to port in Florida. The Disney Dream ship was returning from a 4-day round-trip Bahamian cruise when the little girl fell from the 4th deck. Her father jumped in after her. Disney Cruise Line employees sent out the rescue boat to pull them back from that open water.
The tick population is soaring across the U.S. The system monitoring this shows a high risk of tick encounters. Roughly 25% of those ticks are carrying pathogens that cause a bacterial infection called Lyme disease. Experts say wear protective clothes and bug repellent to protect yourself. The North Carolina Health Department has reported 51 Lyme disease cases this year.
A Raleigh woman went to the ER after a nighttime walk around her yard. A bite from a venomous copperhead snake is to blame. WRAL's Flynn Snyder spoke with the woman who says it happened while she was trying to protect her dogs.
The snake was right here.
At 76 years old, New York native turned Raleigh resident Lisa Austin is not fazed by much.
I'm a New Yorker. Yeah. We're tough.
But when her dog started smelling something while out in the side yard Friday evening, she got quite the scare. That something, Austin says, turned out to be a venomous copperhead snake.
I'm usually very careful, but because it was dark, I sensed that was what it was, and I didn't realize how close it was at the time.
Austin says while trying to pull her dogs away, the snake bit her on the ankle.
Then it starts to burn, and it starts to burn like a million bees are biting you.
Not wanting to risk her dogs getting bitten, Austin says she took matters into her own hands, using this gardening tool to kill the copperhead. It's now sitting in a debris pile in her front yard.
They're like my children, so I don't want my children to be harmed.
Snake catcher Talina Chavis says while copperhead bites are not considered life-threatening, leaving a dead copperhead on your property could actually attract more.
Extermination doesn't work, relocation does.
She believes recent intense heat could also lead to more human encounters with copperheads, which account for 90% of venomous snake bites in North Carolina, according to wildlife officials.
These really high temperatures, that's what brings them out. That's what they like. So every year they're sort of coming out a little earlier. And because of that, they're going farther.
After an overnight ER visit, Austin is now left with marks near the bite that doctors use to track her healing progress. She has advice for others.
Don't be complacent because you can't see them most of the time.
She plans to add more outdoor lights in her side yard to better see at night. Flynn Snyder, WRAL News, Raleigh.
NC wildlife officials advise leaving copperheads alone. A lot of bites happen as people try to capture or kill those snakes.
More than 143,000 pounds of ready-to-eat bologna is being recalled over a labeling issue. It impacts Geysers European-style Provisions Incorporated. Officials say no related illnesses or allergic reactions have been reported. The bologna should either be thrown out or returned to the place of purchase for a refund.
A Holly Springs teenager is making waves with an idea that has grown into a successful swimwear business and a mission to help the environment. WRAL climate change reporter Liz McLaughlin has the story.
Check this out. It may look like an ordinary swimsuit, but it's woven from recycled plastic. What started as a 12-year-old's business idea has already helped pull more than 30,000 bottles out of our oceans. Holden Bierman, now 17 years old, has grown that pandemic project into a global swimwear company called Coastal Cool.
Let's just try it. So it started off as t-shirts and hoodies, and then over time I developed as an entrepreneur and learning the ins and outs of running a business.
A spare room in his Holly Springs home acts as his headquarters. He showed us the product line with funky designs made of recycled material.
Our fabric is a lightweight, it's a breathable, it's a 4-way stretch fabric, and it's made from plastic bottles.
He also partnered with a Canadian company called Tidy to clean up a pound of plastic for every suit sold.
We removed 20,000 plastic bottles in 2024, and we removed over 1,000 pounds of ocean plastic.
He learned about building a website and marketing through YouTube videos. And now his mainly word-of-mouth business has more than 100,000 followers on Instagram and ships to more than 15 countries.
Time coming.
His parents say they're proud and can't take any credit for his success.
I think it's really cool that he just goes for it, and he puts in the work and he focuses, but he has these dreams and he makes them happen.
From bedroom startup to global brand, Coastal Cool proves one teen's idea can spark big change, protecting coastlines one swimsuit at a time. Coastal Cool swimwear is available online at any home game of the Holly Springs Salamanders and soon at Campbell University athletic events.
Yeah, and we got a chance to meet Holden last year when Jeff interviewed him on our Noon News, talking about his business. The guy started it when he was in high school, and just some really cool prints and saving the environment at the same time. Chris Michaels, yeah, what were you doing in high school? I'm kidding.
Not that. Nope. Not that.
Not
just
starting a business.
No,
saving
just
the planet.
playing drums in my mom's basement. That was about it. So
there you go.
Hey, in the meantime, those swimsuits are going to come in handy as we go through the next several days. A front off toward the west produces the chance for some showers and storms. Bill, take some time. Here's noon, and you see those out toward the mountains and the foothills, sneaking into our western counties on an isolated basis after 3 or 4 p.m. But you'll start to see things turning more numerous, especially as we get beyond supper time. Even heading toward midnight could be a few stronger storms west of I-95. But after midnight, they'll start to lose a little bit of their steam. Out the door tomorrow morning, still some showers and storms moving through the area, especially east of US 1. Then the deeper into the afternoon and evening we go, the more hit and miss these storms become. So here we go, Thursday into Friday. That front is going to be stalled off the coast. New area of low pressure forms off of there. 20% chance of it turning tropical. But in terms of your weekend plans, it's not like you better make a move on them. You really don't need to cancel just because this may only give us more scattered storms at the coast. And yeah, our forecast for the 4th of July is so nice. You better read it twice. Temperatures low to mid 90s, minimal storm chance. And this comes after the top 5 hottest June in several places, including Raleigh, but also places like Winston-Salem, Wilmington, Greenville, New Bern, and Asheville. For today, though, a nice day to spend out by the pool with your Coastal Cool swimwear. Temperatures in the midday hour near 90 degrees. We'll make it into the low to mid 90s this afternoon. And then look at this, heading into tomorrow, let's go down into the mid-80s. Coolest day since June the 5th, but we're right back at it in the 90s for the foreseeable future, including the 4th of July.
It is a catchy name, Chris, you gotta admit. Playground expansion, the changes that are coming to Knightdale Station Park, and when you and your family will be able to enjoy them.
And avoiding junk fees in the next hour. 5 Under Side shows you how to keep hidden charges that may cost you thousands of dollars a year.
Final chapter of the Downton Abbey saga is almost here, and we are getting a first look at a thriller about humanity's last chance. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
The world is changing. The way we talk, the way we dress, the way we deal with each other. Surely you're entitled to have some fun.
Classic Mary.
It's 1930 and change is coming to Downton Abbey. The official trailer is out for Downton Abbey, the grand finale, billed as the last chapter in the story of the Crawley family and their devoted staff. The film opens in theaters September 12th.
Please state your name.
Ryland Grace. I just woke up from a coma. I'm several light years from my apartment. And I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut.
If you don't go, you die. We're the rest of us.
Here's your first look at Ryan Gosling as a middle school science teacher with a doctorate in molecular biology who's drafted to save the world in Project Hail Mary. The science fiction adventure is directed by Spider-Verse creators Phil Lord and Christopher Miller and based on the novel by Andy Weir, whose previous book also got the big screen treatment, The Martian. Project Hail Mary launches in theaters March 20th, 2026. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Covering Wake County, good news for families who've been eagerly awaiting the completion of Knightdale Station Park's renovated playground. This will reopen on Friday, just in time for the 4th of July celebration. A ribbon cutting will be held at 9:30 that morning. Fencing and new shade structures have been installed to help families and children get relief from the hot summer sun. Even more July 4th festivities are almost here. WRAL Out and About has a map and list of 25 or more local fireworks displays and Independence Day festivals in Raleigh, Durham, Cary, Apex, Garner, Clayton, and more. Search fireworks on WRAL.com.
Netflix is teaming up with NASA for some out-of-this-world content. NASA says the NASA Plus programming will soon be available through Netflix. That'll include rocket launches, spacewalks, and mission coverage. The partnership will begin later this summer. NASA says it'll make its work in science and exploration more accessible. NASA Plus will still be available through the NASA app and website for free.
Paying more. Your Raleigh water bills are going up starting this month. How much more you'll need to shell out and why.
A 5-year-old shot. We're learning more about an apparent road rage incident in Cary that left a little girl hurt. What her mother is telling WRAL about what led up to the violence.
And we're following breaking news this morning. This is a live look in southern Wake County, where at least a dozen sheriff's cars are surrounding a home after deputies shot a man they say was armed. What we've learned about this developing situation from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.